let's face it, the most important game in the next couple of weeks is the next game, and the fact that it's an away game to Ross County, which is always a fantastic away game. You'll know the usual bus checks on the way up, but if you're going up there, have a great day. It's usually a really cracking trip up to Dingwall. We used to stop off sometimes in Inverness the night before, but it is an early kick-off. It's a 12 o'clock game. That is the most important game for Celtic in the next couple of weeks, because it's always a hard game up in Dingwall. Let's talk about Celtic FC news this morning. There's 3 players that are out injured, and we talk about a player that's been spoken about quite a few times over the last couple of days. Mikey Johnson. He has revealed that his contract extension was activated before he left to go to Portugal, and he will be with Celtic until 2025. There's a lot of players, a lot of people saying that he should basically go rather than come back to Celtic, but that won't be the case. He will be coming back to Celtic at least until 2025. Celtic may have to pay £9 million for a striker that they're looking at from Greece. We'll talk about that, but let's get back to the Celtic FC injury list. Players that are injured is obviously Daizen Maeda, Lila Bada, and Ralston. Tony Ralston is carrying an injury also, but Big Daizen, he says that why he left the Japan camp, he says he would rather return to the team. Daizen Maeda joined Celtic teammate Anthony Ralston, withdrawn from the international games. Said the 25-year-old forward was an unused substitute for the 1-1 draw against Uruguay on Thursday, and he's not going to play a part in the Tuesday's game, so he basically came back to Celtic to get ready for the run-in. And let's face it, we beat Sevco at Celtic Park. It opens up a 12-point lead, and that means the title is basically done and dusted on that day. That'll be the day that there's no return for them as far as I am concerned. He says he performed well at his club, and he will represent the national team again in June. He wants to come back during that period. The worrying thing for Celtic is Lila Bada was obviously sent home from the national team after having a slight injury, and James Forrest is currently injured also, so it's not looking good for Celtic for the trip away to Ross County, but I'm sure the boss will know all about it, and he'll know exactly what team he'll put out. And then we obviously face the Sevco on Saturday the 8th of April, which will be the game that will go 12 points clear and finally shut them up and put them at bed as far as I'm concerned. So with that being said, let's move on to the big story. And after Daizen has revealed that he would rather return to get fit for the title run-in, talking about title run-ins and talking about strikers, Celtic may have to shatter the transfer record fee to bring in Greece international Fotis Leondis, I have no idea. He's a Panathinaikos striker, and he's currently valued at around £9 million. He's seemingly the most influential player in the whole of the Greek Super League, and it's easy to see why Panathinaikos are playing hardball as they want to try and keep his... He's basically entering in his final year of his contract, but he's only contracted till 2024. There's no chance will Celtic play £9 million for a player that runs out of contract in 2024. So you can understand why Celtic are trying to make their move on this guy. He seems to be a guy that likes to press from the front. He likes to play the way that Ange plays. He's not just a normal striker that just sits around the sort of 6-yard box and waits on things to come from him. He does attack from the front. It is a position that Ange has said he wants to. It's been widely reported Celtic are looking for another striker. Is that the guy that they're going to go for? Is that the big signing? I don't think so. I think it's just reports coming out. Because Celtic have come out and said that they're looking for a striker, we're going to get linked with everybody. And as you know, Ange Postecoglou has a little thing about pulling rabbits out of the hats as far as players are concerned, and they always come straight out of where no one is expecting them from. So anything that you do see over the next couple of months will always just be speculation until we have something, especially with a £9 million price tag with somebody that's only got a year to go. I can't see Celtic paying that for that anyway. Moving on from that, and other Celtic FC news this morning, there's obviously not a lot going around. There's still a bit of every old player in their books trying to get their name out there after the game at the weekend, the Legends game. Other than that, there's not a lot. It's also, everything's just going around about Daizen this morning and the fact that he's came home injured. He has said that he wants to get fit for the run-in. That's why he came home. Listen, if you're going to be, that's exactly why Cameron Carter-Vickers didn't go to the American game. If you ask me, there's no use sitting on the bench. So with Anthony Nelson coming back, you can't see him really fitting, and he might get some game time in the run-in. Lila Bada, he's obviously came back with a struggling injury, but will he go this summer? This will be the telling question. It'll be a case of will he, won't he go? It looks like the player has obviously got something on his mind. It could be that just he does have a little niggling injury. So that's your today's Celtic FC news. We do have 3 wingers that are basically, 4 when you include James Forrest. But that being said, there is still a week to go. There's still just that little bit time before the Ross County game, and then obviously the big game at Celtic Park, where if we win we go 12 points clear. Happy days, happy Mondays. On that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the